Cunningham.
Thank you very much, Acting Speaker. And I'm taking the opportunity in the House today to put on the public record some real concerns in my local area about the support and staffing for our family court in Wollongong. It's been a matter that's been in the public debate in our local area for about a year now, and I've met with local solicitors in particular who are very concerned about the pressures being put on their clients. The problem we've got, of course, is that the Attorney-General hadn't replaced some retiring judges, and there was a shortage of judges, and we were seeing a massive backlog of cases. My understanding at the last count was there was something like 600 cases in backlog. And as members here would know very well, the family court is dealing with some of the most stressful and difficult circumstances that people enter into. They're seeking resolution, in particular to issues around their children and to settling arrangements for their long-term future. Now, when you're waiting 2 and 3 years for a hearing date, that just exacerbates all the stress within families that go on as a result of a breakup anyway. And we, in fact, heard one story only recently of a local family who were told if they wanted to get the matter resolved any quicker, their only option was to go from Wollongong to a Brisbane court to get a decision. I mean, that's just absolutely unacceptable. And so we've been, myself and the member for Throsby have been working with our local solicitors and our local constituents to try and get this matter addressed with some urgency. The reason that I'm seeking to put it on the record of this House today is because, given all of these pressures, it was very, very frustrating in estimates this week that the Attorney-General indicated to the committee that he actually had only received one representation on the issue from another senator, Senator Fierravanti-Wells. In actual fact, the Attorney-General received a letter from myself and the member for Throsby in December last year, highlighting to him the problems that we were having and the concerns that we had for our local constituents. And indeed, his Chief of Staff wrote back to us in January this year, so really not offering any resolution, but acknowledging the concerns that we'd raised in our letter. So the Attorney-General indeed was particularly inaccurate when he said that he hadn't had representations. As a result of the reply by the Chief of Staff, the member for Throsby and I decided to write again and say that we were very concerned that our local family court had a permanent judge who was there to provide services to our local people. And given that, if you know the geography of our area, many people accessing that court are coming from quite a long way south, a couple of hours drive south of Wollongong, to access the Wollongong court. So being sent to Sydney is even more problematic for them. And recognising that, we invited the member for Gilmore to join us in writing to the Attorney-General so that all three members covering the drawing area of the court would have, with one voice, said to the Attorney-General that we want this matter urgently resolved and we want a permanent presence in our local family court. And to her great credit, the member for Gilmore co-signed the letter with us to the Attorney-General. So not only had the Attorney-General had a letter from the two Labor representatives in our area, he subsequently received a letter from all three elected federal members in the area, including his own colleague, the member for Gilmore. So it was particularly frustrating to us again that the Attorney-General in estimates indicated that he hadn't received any representations. So that it can't be missed and it can't be misrepresented, I'm putting it on the record in the House today. There is a bipartisan view in the Illawarra and South Coast that our families need a full-time family court judge presence in Wollongong. We need this in the best interest of the most vulnerable, which is the children, but also the men and women who are caught up in this process, to take the pressure off them, get them a resolution and not add to the difficulties that everyone's going through at these sorts of times. So, Attorney General, it's on the record, no running from it, get it solved.